They might tell you that arranged marriages do not work, but there's a particular couple in the Bible who would show you today that arranged marriages do work and can work exceedingly well. Hello and welcome to today's episode of Biblical Marriages Unfiltered. And today we'll be looking at a couple that people do not know about. Most people do not know about them. And a lot of people do not talk about their marriage. We'll be looking at Joseph and Asenath. Yes, Joseph was married. We know about his Joseph and his dreams, and Joseph and becoming the prime minister of Egypt. But Joseph was married. He had children. So today we're going to be looking at Joseph and Asenath. That's his wife's name. Let's see, did they have a good marriage? How did their marriage work? Right? So Joseph and Asenath had an arranged marriage. Joseph and Asenath had an arranged marriage and they made it work. Arranged marriages work if you make it work. See, marriage anywhere works if you make it work. It doesn't matter the temperaments. That's the truth. Because in those days, nobody asks about temperaments before they join two people together in marriage. They just arrange the marriage. She's beautiful, she's homely, she can take care of the home, she can give birth to children, marry her. That was what arranged marriage was like then. So nobody was looking at temperament, nobody was looking at compatibility, and yet some of these people made their marriages work. So yes, arranged marriages can work if you make it work. You see, Joseph was the true leader of his home. How did I know? He named his children. His ancestors, Isaac, Jacob, they couldn't do that. Their wives were akpo. They were strong women and gave them wahala. But imagine Joseph, Jacob and Isaac married women that were from, their father Abraham's place, women who are supposed to, know about God, know about the serving of God and all that. Yeah, they gave issues in their homes. These women had issues in their homes. But you see, Asenath, she was the daughter of a priest and a hidden priest. Asenath was the daughter of a hidden priest, and yet she was able to marry Joseph, who came from a different background with a different God, and they had a good marriage. Joseph had the full support of his wife, because if you read the story of Joseph, you know that when Joseph became prime minister, he worked long hours. He was not the prime minister that would sit in the palace and cross his legs and not do much and send people to work. No, Joseph worked so hard as a prime minister. He worked long hours. He was the one dispensing the grains to the people that wanted it. And Asenath was a very supportive wife, because you see that he was able to do his duty, was able to do his work and do it very well, to Pharaoh's appreciation and Pharaoh's commendation. So Asenath was a very supportive wife, even though her husband worked long hours. Asenath was open-hearted towards Joseph's family, even while knowing the story of what they did to her husband. Of course, she knew his story. Like everyone in Egypt would have heard the story when he became prime minister, how he was a slave, how he went to prison and all that. And his wife would have heard the inside gist, she would have heard the scoop. But yet, she was open-hearted towards his siblings when they came, because that's enough ground to hate them and poison her husband's mind against his family, against his siblings. But when they came, I'm sure she would have heard. Her husband would have told her, or other people, her husband's people would have told her that, see, your husband's people came home. She did not act anyhow towards them. She was open-hearted, she was kind, she was generous towards them. Now, Asenath and Joseph displayed emotional maturity. Even knowing what these people did to her husband, she displayed emotional maturity by not taking it out on them or causing problems in the home, or refusing to allow them into their home, into their palace, or refusing to allow them have anything to do with Joseph. Small money that you have seen in your husband's house, you will not let his siblings come to the house again. You will not let his parents come to the house again. You will now determine who comes, when they come, how they come. I did not say do not have control of your home. But please, women, try and have an open heart towards your husband's family, even when they are not nice. The Bible said we should love our enemies and pray for those who persecute us, right? So even when they are not nice, try as much as lies on you to love them, to be open-hearted towards them, right? To allow them come around when they can come around. Although there are excesses that should be curbed, which should be done by the husband, not even you. Your husband should curb his people's excesses. It's not your job. But at least be open-hearted, be open-minded, be generous, be kind, be loving towards them. That was how Asenath was towards Joseph's siblings. Even though she had enough reason to hate them, she had enough reason to not be nice to them. Joseph and Asenath had purpose alignment. Joseph had a purpose to be the savior of his people. And he aligned with his wife, because if she didn't align with him, she would have caused troubles for him. She would have maybe told her father some things, who will now tell Pharaoh some things about Joseph. Even when Joseph had to tell his siblings to tell Pharaoh like this, so tell Pharaoh like this, so he can send you to Goshen. She did not go and expose it and say, my husband is doing backyard things with his people, so that they will take the best part of our nation. See, they came to Egypt to live. It was her country. It was her land, her people. She would have found a way to go and scatter the thing, so that maybe they would send them to another place that was not as good as Goshen. She would have, because her father was there. Her father was a high-ranked priest, but she didn't do that, right? So there was purpose alignment. When the husband says we are going this way, she aligned and went that way, right? There was purpose alignment between them. They had a healthy family structure. This woman gave birth to 2 boys, Manasseh and Ephraim. We did not hear gist about these children. We did not hear the first one did, the second one did. They had a healthy family structure. She took care of that part of the family while Joseph was busy with the work of the nation. She took care of their children. She brought their children up well. We did not hear stories from their children. Read the Bible, you not hear that Ephraim did or Manasseh did. These children were well brought up, so they had a healthy family structure. Joseph never took another wife. Joseph never married another wife. What does that tell you? They had a good marriage. They had a great marriage, not just a good marriage. They had a great marriage. That's why, with all the fine women, with his position though, I'm sure Pharaoh sometimes will press on him, I'll marry another one now. They are younger girls, beautiful ones. Joseph stuck to his wife. That means she was a good wife. There was something exceptional about her. They had a good marriage. And he too, on the other hand, was a good man. He was a good man. That's why they stuck together till the end. They had a very, very good marriage. Asenath was a submissive wife. We did not see her flaring up anywhere. We did not see her causing trouble in her husband's family. We did not hear any gist after her husband's people came. We did not hear any gist where she did this or she caused that or she said this. She was a submissive wife. She was a good wife. The same way Joseph was also a good husband. So let's look at the 10 lessons that we learn from Joseph and Asenath. Let's look at the 10 lessons that we learn from Joseph and Asenath. 1, healing prepares you for marriage. Healing prepares you for marriage. If you have trauma, if you had trauma in your life, you need to get healed before you get married. Because if you do not, you're going to bleed on someone who did not cut you. You will bleed on someone who did not cut you if you do not get healed from your trauma before marriage. Number 2, purpose attracts stability. Purpose attracts stability. When Joseph got a purpose, that's when marriage came. When he got a purpose, that's when marriage came. Remember that he was a slave in Potiphar's house. He was a well-known slave. He was a big boy slave because everything in Potiphar's house was under his care, but he didn't get married. He could have. Don't you think? He could have, because he was a big boy, but he didn't get married. But when his purpose came, marriage came as stability for him. You've not found your purpose. You don't even know your purpose as a man. And all you are about is that you want to marry. You want to marry who? Purposeless person, purposeless life, and you want marriage. So what are you stabilizing now? So purpose births, purpose attracts stability. Marriage thrives when trauma is processed. Marriage thrives when trauma is processed. You need to process trauma like we said before. Your marriage can only thrive when you have processed trauma and dealt with it. If not, you'll be bleeding on the person who didn't cut you. This goes to both men and women. If you had trauma growing up, if you had trauma as a single person, deal with it. Whether by prayer, whether by therapy, whatever way it is that you have to deal with it, deal with your trauma, process your trauma before you go into marriage so that your marriage can thrive, so that you come into marriage a whole person, a healed person, right? Because if you're broken and you come in broken, and the other person doesn't have a mental and emotional stability to help you, both of you will get more broken in the marriage. That's how this thing works. So marriage thrives when trauma is processed. Growth matters more than background. Growth matters more than background. Joseph's background didn't keep his back on the ground. Like they say it. Joseph's background didn't keep his back on the background. He grew. So his growth was what mattered to Asenath now, not his background. His background didn't matter anymore. Yes, your father didn't train you in school. Yes, you did not have life handed to you on a silver platter. But are you growing? Are you reading books? Are you listening to the people you should listen so that your mind can grow and then your whole life will follow suit? Are you growing? Growth matters more than family background or your background. Joseph didn't let his encounter with Potiphar's wife put him off marriage. Some of you, small thing, you say you're traumatized, you can never marry again, you don't want to get married, but you want to be collecting sex, abi? You don't want to get married, but you'll be having sex, eating the fruits of marriage without doing the marriage. Even though he had a very bad experience as a young boy, remember he was young, he was 17. He had a very bad experience with Potiphar's wife. It didn't put him off women because he grew above that trauma. He grew above that background of his. His growth mattered more than that background that he had. Peaceful marriages are built intentionally. Intentionally. Joseph was intentional about his family. Asenath was intentional about her marriage, and that's how they built a peaceful marriage. You did not hear bata bata come and separate. We did not hear, oh yeah, take my maid and have more sons. Only 2 sons or two. Are you aware? Like Joseph came from a family of 12. 12. He would have said, my father gave birth to 12, I give birth to 24. After, there is money, there is wealth, there is everything. He gave birth to 2 children and they were fine. What is that showing you? In 2026, stop giving birth to 26 children. In 2026, stop giving birth to 26 children. Peaceful marriages are built intentionally. They planned their marriage out, they built it intentionally, and they had a peaceful marriage. Character outlasts chemistry. That's another one, another lesson. Character would always outlast chemistry. That feeling, that butterfly feeling in your stomach, that wish your heart is doing, marry the person, after 1 week, the wish will come down, the butterfly will go back to its nest or wherever it came from, and then real life will stare you in the face. So character would always outlast chemistry. When the chemistry is gone, when the I love you is no more as loud as it was before, when it's no more coming as frequent as it was before, it's the character of the couple that will keep them in the marriage. The character of both the man, the character of both the woman, that is what truly builds the marriage, not the chemistry. Some days the chemistry will be lost. It could even be weeks or months. The chemistry will be lost. But when the character is there, the marriage thrives, the marriage survives. So character would always outlast chemistry. Marriage can be a place of restoration. Joseph was restored in marriage. He was restored. He dealt with his trauma and he came inside marriage and every restoration came. Beautiful marriage, wonderful children, and also rescuing his family. He had his family around him. He was a family-oriented man. Same thing with Asenath. If they were not family-oriented, they will not bring these people from where they were. They will say, stay where you are. Let's be sending food to you and here. Some of you wives and some of you husbands are like that. You will not visit your parents. You don't want them to come to your house. You say, stay where you are. Let's be sending you food. Let's be sending you money. Just stay where you are. When they die, you come and start writing, oh, I miss my mother. I miss my mother-in-law. I miss my father. I miss my father-in-law. We did not have enough time together. Why? Be family oriented. Keep your people as close as you can. I did not say the wicked ones. The wicked ones, please stay far away from them. People as close as you can. Marriage can be a place of restoration, because for Asenath, she got a larger family, excited about it. So they brought their family to stay close to them. They brought their family closer to them. So they would have this family, one big family. That's good family orientation, which you should adopt for your marriage. You have good in-laws, Sha. Wholeness attracts wholeness. Wholeness attracts wholeness. I can't even talk about this enough. Wholeness attracts wholeness. Stop waiting that when you get to marriage, you will heal. Start healing before you get married. See, when God opened a man's rib cage, and brought out the woman, he closed the back. He did not leave it empty. He did not leave it open. So that your missing rib you're looking for, nothing is missing in your body. There is no missing rib in any man. Your ribs are complete, except you went to fight and they broke it. So if your ribs are complete, that means you're whole. So as a person, be whole. It is when you are whole, you attract wholeness. Most of you that attract the wrong men or the wrong women is because you are not whole. And your unwholesomeness attracts another unwholesomeness. But when you are whole, you attract whole people to yourself. And that's where you get a whole marriage, right? So it's everybody bring your 100. You bring your 100, your spouse brings your 100, their 100, and you merge it together. Whole attracts whole. Wholeness attracts wholeness. Never forget that. God redeems broken pasts beautifully. Joseph's past was broken, but God redeemed it beautifully and gave him a beautiful marriage. He had a beautiful marriage. No stories, no drama. That's why it seemed he was quiet, like they were quiet, like Joseph didn't marry. He did. He had a beautiful marriage. So I hope you've learned one or two things from Joseph and Asenath, both from their arranged marriage and all the other things that happened in their marriage. So we've come to the end of today's episode. It was a very short one because there was not so much known about Joseph and Asenath, but the ones we know, I bet you it's enough to unpack. So thank you for staying with us. Next Sunday, we'll be facing another couple from the Bible. Hope you're learning one or two things from these things that we keep talking about. Applying it, that's the superpower. Why don't you invite your family and friends, your loved ones, your enemies to our channel? Invite them to our channel on YouTube, Sacred Unions and Desires, where we talk about marriage and everything marriage. And I bet you will not regret being in that channel. God bless you. Have a wonderful week.